Hi again. Hi, 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 hi. Hello again. Just swapping the hoops over. I've got to get a nice color for that. I'm thinking I might have to go dark. Like that one. I didn't write the number. Crap. I don't think I have any other ones. This one's a bit too dark. 3021. I feel like that's a bit too dark. Ooh. JC says, finally catching you live because I'm doing it in the evening. Pick up Stitch. Hi. So glad to join. I'm so glad you're here. I think I'm just going to have to go for it, aren't I? And just hope to God I have enough thread. Okay. So what we're going to do with this one is a 3-strand satin stitch. So what we've done so far is 6-strand. Then we've done like a 3-strand, I think. Nope. 6-strand straight stitch. We've done 6-strand satin stitch, and we've done a 1-strand, but we haven't done 3. So what I like to do is kind of do a couple different thicknesses, and then you can see how big or how small to make your lines and how big or how far apart you need to put your stitches to fill in the area. So what we'll do is this one right here. It's this long stalk just right here. And it's got the one leaf at the top, and then they're kind of on the sides like that. So don't get it kind of mixed up with these ones, because these ones are different. Okay? I know it gets a little bit like jumbled over here, but if you can kind of tell each piece of the flowers apart, then you can do it, I promise. So what we'll do is I'm going to do 3 strands. And I'm using a dark green, much darker than the Monstera leaf. So you can choose if you want to do a dark green or if you want to do it lighter. I tend to like these leaves to be either quite dark or like a minty, like a, what color is that green? Like, you know how you can have like a dusty rose, you know, like a light pink, but it's got like a bit of gray in it almost. Kind of like that, but like the green version. So like this color, you know, a green that's kind of like a bluish color green, or like this one. All of my threads are so mixed up right now because when I was painting, I just threw them all in a, like, look at this. I just threw all of them in a box. So actually, today it was meant to be using our scraps to fill in some flowers and to see how it looks. But yeah, we ain't doing that today because I can't figure out which scraps are which ones are from the Stitchalong and which ones are from other projects that I've been doing. So we'll do this instead. And it will be lovely. So let me just take a drink. Zoom it in and let's go. Hi, Sarah. I'm like slowly trying to get to know everybody's name. So if I don't say hi to you, it's probably because I can't figure out your name and your username. Like some of them are easy, like Kara. That's easy. Like Anna or Anna. If I don't say hi right away, it's probably because I forgot what your name is, and I'm really sorry about that. Okay, so Teresa. I feel like you've said that before in the past, and every time I see your username, I'm always like, I know it. I do know it. And I just don't know what it is. And then Trace Kift is also Sarah. Crafternoon Stitches is Christy. I'm going to remember these guys, I promise. And Veronica, I knew that. Oh, Pick Up Stitch says, when should you change your needle? I am the wrong person to ask because I keep the same needle for ages. And actually, I had one needle that I had since I started stitching in 2014, but I lost it in the lake because I took my stitching out on the float boat at our lake, and I poked it down like this into my project, and it must have fallen out because it's gotten lost. So I've just found another one. It's not my favorite needle, but it will do. But some people say that when they start to tarnish, they don't like that. And what I mean tarnish is like it starts to turn black right here in the middle. I don't have any that have ever done that, and I do use quite a bit of different ones for different things. Mostly these two in the middle. So like one strand is this one, and then kind of 2 or 3 strands is this one. This one I like for doing the woven roses because it's not very sharp. And then these two, I was trying to figure out if I liked either of them to be like my new needle. But yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask because I literally use them all the time. Some people do the same thing. I just drank some sparkling water. That's why I'm burping, and I'm really sorry. But some people do the same thing they do with sewing needles, which is when they start a new big project, then they'll change their needle. So if you've got a sewing machine, then you know a lot of people will do that. They'll change it. Like if they've just finished a quilt, then they'll do a new one, do a new needle. Yeah, it just depends on what you think. So with these, I like to make these ones completely straight across, but you can also angle them in if you want to. So I'm not going to angle these in because I feel like for me, I want them to just be straight. But if you want to angle them in, Inmaculada 1414 says, Buenos noches desde España. Buenos noches. If you angle them in, you're going to have to tuck some stitches. And when I say tuck, I don't actually mean like put underneath. You kind of just do like 3/4 of the way down. So what I'm going to do is make them straight like this. So they're all going to be parallel. They're just going to be straight, long stitches. And if you would like to make them kind of all come to a point, kind of like these, but not using the fishbone stitch, you can kind of go one down the middle, and then you can kind of tuck some of them like this. So make them not go down as far. And it kind of gives the illusion that they're all like fanning out, fanning out like that. But they don't. So it's up to you what you choose. Normally I would show both, but with just one stalk, it's going to look funny if I have like different ones in different places. So I'm not going to. So here we go. The other thing that you can do is for the stem right down the middle, you can do a straight stitch from here to here. And then from here to here, here, obviously to here, kind of each bunch between. Or you can do a stem stitch, or you can do a whipped back stitch, but I would do that first before you do any of your leaves. So a big part of satin stitch and kind of getting over how much you hate it, because I know some people really do not like it at all, is learning how to do different strands and learning how thick your thread is. And I actually don't have a lot of this thread left, so I'm trying to think of how I can save it. Is that Heather I see? So I just see a little spot here. I'm gonna put another one in. Now I will say there's lots of ways you can do your satin stitch as well. So some people like them quite like chunky and bulky. And I'm not saying messy, I'm saying chunky, because it doesn't look messy. It just looks like there's a lot of thread in one area. And that's because they've gone over, they don't lay straight in a row, stitch by stitch by stitch. They kind of go over and over and over. That's okay if that's how you want yours to look. As always, I'm only showing you a way that you can do it. So if you like to do yours a different way or a certain way that's not the same as mine, do it that way. Like, I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong, because you're not. That's just the way that you do it. Stitching is one of those things that you can totally take liberties with. Do it the way you want. I feel like I made that one a little bit too square. Yeah, so now it's looking a bit like a triangle, but that's okay. So I'm gonna do a really long stem stitch with mine. And I mean really long. Of course, you can do a shorter stem stitch. You could do a whipped back stitch. You could even do a split stitch if you didn't want to have like a lot of like twisty in the middle, twistiness. You could just do straight stitches if you want. Looks like I need to add another little stitch there, doesn't it? I'm gonna go right in the middle of that flower and just stitch over it later. Because there's really no point in stopping and starting. And then after this, I'll do each of the little leaves. This is probably another one of those days where I'll do a couple and then you can do a couple on your own, because one, it's just satin stitch, so it's not like super exhilarating to watch. But also it's something where you can practice it on your own. Okay. And here we go. We'll do each of these. I think Dave is moving around the furniture upstairs or something because I can hear him. It's very loud. Also, I haven't uploaded the videos from yesterday yet because the internet at our hotel was not working like at all. I was trying to put all of the zoo pictures and videos up in my stories and they were just failing. So I just deleted them all. I feel like I've made a huge mistake and that I might not have enough thread to finish this. I still have the other half, so maybe I'll be okay. And there's a wee bit left on my peg still. Maybe it'll work. Oh dear. Oh, I don't have my, oh, here's one. So there you go. You can kind of see the stitches a little bit better that way. Yeah. So it's just a satin stitch. So like I said before, please, please, please don't hate me for making you do the satin stitch so much. But it's such a versatile stitch because you could do anything with it. Like you can fill in anything with a satin stitch. You just have to know how many strands to use. Because if it's too small, like too small of an area, you can go in with 6 strands, then it's going to look really like bulky and almost overcrowded, you know? And I think a lot of people, they don't like splitting the thread because then you get all these little things like this. They're all a bit twisty and a mess. But it's really good to have a way to make a thinner line sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Jessie just gave me a really big sigh, so I feel like she's going, yeah, we know, okay? Just shut up and finish. So we can do some playing. Nope, don't want to go get in that one. I think that's it from me, guys. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh. Got all the way down to the very last bit of that one, didn't I? All right, so I know it's a lot of work for to do all 10 leaves in one day, but just like last week, you've got Saturday as a catch-up day. So tomorrow we're going to do some fringe / turkey work. So you'll have a lot of little threads coming out of your hoop. And they'll be up here, I think. They'll be up here. This one and this one here, this little half one. So if you wanted to fill that in, you might want to do it now instead of doing it later. But we'll do that tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Am I looking at the wrong one? No, it's tomorrow. Both of them are the same. So the free stitch along and the paid stitch along, it's the same concept, but we're going to work them in different ways. So for the free one, you're just going to learn how to make a bunch of them that all kind of go out the same way. And for the paid one, we'll go around in a circle. So I can't wait to teach you that tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely Thursday evening, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.